Louisiana, everybody. Hello, my name is Alexa Marie. Welcome to my channel. If you want, please subscribe. I'm sorry about the terrible lighting. It's very early in the morning. We're just gonna go in chronological order and kind of go over all the things that I did this weekend. Yeah, so just to clarify, I kind of came here this weekend to visit family. My uncle and his fiance live here, and then my grandparents were coming down to visit, so I figured I'd stay with them. Plus, it's my grandpa's birthday, so I definitely wanted to come and see him on his birthday. And yeah. Okay, so I got here on Thursday night, and the very first thing we did was go out to dinner. We just went to dinner at a small cafe. It's called Hi Hat Cafe, and it was pretty good. The best thing that they have there is apparently their burger, and I am vegetarian, so I just got kind of like a order of sides. Yeah, so my grandparents, if there's one thing that they love in New Orleans, it's Pat O'Brien's. So we went to Pat O'Brien's. I had a hurricane. I've never had a hurricane before. It was a really fun experience. I really liked it. Alright, the next morning we woke up and we went to breakfast, and this was hands down my favorite place that we ate on the whole trip. I highly recommend. It was called the Bearcat Cafe. They have tons of vegan and vegetarian options, which was great for me, and it was delicious. Their potatoes are amazing. Oh my goodness, I would so go there again. It was delicious. And then we went and grabbed coffee. We went to Magazine Street, and we just kind of walked the street, looked at all the shops. I got like a candle or two. It was a cool experience. We walked down the shops, we saw a lot of things. It was fun. The only downside was that it was kind of cold and windy, but yeah, we walked around the Garden District and saw a bunch of the celebrity houses and stuff. We saw Beyonce's house, we saw Sandra Bullock's house. It was kind of cool, and we just were walking around, and then we got to take the trolley, which was really fun for me because I've never been on like a train or a trolley, so I was really excited to take the trolley. So we took the trolley to more of the French Quarter. My camera was acting up for some reason on the first day, and I was kind of figuring out how to use it when I was out and about. I actually think I need to get a bigger SD card. One of my favorite things about New Orleans was just seeing all the music and all the people, and it was crazy. Like, it really is crazy to me. Like, you literally turn every corner and there's a musician. It's like the whole city is just like, the blood of the city is just the music everywhere. I loved all the little horse carriages that were just driving around. The next day we woke up and we went to Audubon Park with my uncle, his dog, and we all went on a walk. Like the trees. Hey, Grandma. Hey. He was showing us the campus of Tulane and showed us this awesome little like Mardi Gras tree, which is just like a tree with a bunch of beads on it, which is really cool. All my favorite parts of the trip have to do with food, because the food in New Orleans was amazing. We went to Cafe du Monde, which was where we got beignets, and beignets were one of like, when my grandma asked me, what are the things you want to do in New Orleans? The number one thing I really wanted to do was go get beignets. Then we walked around a little bit. I saw the cathedral. I forget the name of it. I'll also put it right here because I'm not very bright right now, and I'm also half asleep, so. Okay, and then we got to go on a tour, which I was really excited for. It's the one we went on is actually called Jonathan Weiss Tours Dark History Tour, but I just call it the Ghost Tour. I know it's not a ghost tour, but we talked a lot about dead people and dead things, and so that's why I kind of call it the Ghost Tour.
Bit better. So when her father-in-law, the Baron Pontalba, walks into her room one night, she's got her script ready to go. She starts laying into the guy. You're not getting a dime from me. I came here for my children. I came here to make sure they get what they deserve, but for you, I don't have a damn thing. And he says that's fine. I didn't come up here for the money. Turns around, locks the door behind himself. When he turns back to the young woman, he produces 2 pistols and unloads a volley of 4 shots directly into her.
That was super cool. My favorite story he told was about the in a hotel, I believe. I'll tell you this story.
It was a dark and stormy night.
I'm just kidding. So I don't know how long ago this was. I think he said something like the 80s or 90s. There are rumors that this hotel was haunted because it actually used to be either an orphanage or an all-boys boarding school, something to that effect. It actually burned down in a fire and several of the young men died. I believe it was like 7 or 8 little kids. So it's said that their dark spirits haunt this hotel because it was rebuilt as a hotel. So there was this couple in the 80s that wanted to stay there, so they stayed there on their honeymoon, and they were partying on Bourbon Street, and then they came back and they went to sleep. And back then, you know, you have the cameras where you take the picture and then you have to like twist the thing, so it's the disposable cameras. They only thought they took like 2 or 3 pictures, and then they woke up the next morning and the camera was full. And they were like, huh, that's weird. We must have just had a little too much to drink last night. Like, I'm not really sure why it's like that. They actually went home, and back then you had to get the film developed. So they get the film developed, they get the pictures back. There are the 2 or 3 pictures of them on the street. And then the rest of the film is pictures of them sleeping in their bed. When they call the manager's like, it wasn't me, I wasn't in your room the whole time, none of our staff was in your room, it makes no sense. And this man was very, very tall. The angle that he would have taken it from made no sense. So the only thing that made sense was if a child actually had taken the picture, or a very small person, because of the actual height that the angle, so it made no sense. So that was like probably my favorite story. I highly recommend the ghost tour. It gave so much history, but I thought it was super interesting, and it gave me a whole new perspective on the entire city, because, you know, it was kind of cool. But anything that I haven't mentioned yet, I'm just gonna make a little montage right now.
This cute little area. I've never been
What's
through
that?
here.
I had so much fun in New Orleans. I totally am coming back again. I've never been to Louisiana, so here's another state I gotta check off. New Orleans has easily become one of my favorite cities I've visited in a while, just because it has so much of its own type of culture. The food is all amazing, and not only that, but like, if there's one thing I love, it's music. And this city is flooded with music everywhere you turn, especially when you're down in the French Quarter, on the streets. There's musicians everywhere, there's artists everywhere, there's people everywhere. It's just amazing that, like, I love walking down the street and just hearing music coming from everywhere. I don't know. Peace out, guys. It was good talking to you.